Welcome back to another financially irresponsible episode, but at least this one works. We think. Dude, how? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You guys loved the first submarine so much, and to be honest with you, there's a lot of work that has to be done. It's gonna take a while, so I said, you know what? Let's get something in the meantime so we can keep the submarine Sundays going. And we found this. The submarine sport bike is what I'm gonna call it, because I refuse to call it a submarine scooter. That just does not sound as cool. My son's also in a cone. It's tour time. So let me tell you how this one works. It's a little bit different. So we've got our big old scuba tank up front that connects to a hose, which goes into the body of this thing. You might be thinking, what, you're just gonna breathe out of a bubble? Yes, but it gets way cooler than that. Up here, we have our gauges, and we have this one, which is at 3,000, which is our air pressure, and this one, which is our depth, and it shows 200 feet. I'm pretty sure if I go 200 feet with this thing, I ain't coming back. So we're probably gonna try to keep in the 10, 20, 30 area. I also bought this thing under the assumption that it did work, and they said return it if it doesn't, but that was like months ago. And now I'm noticing buttons that are gone. Like, there's not a button here, but there's a button here. This button also doesn't do anything, and then there's a button there. No clue what that one does. Obviously, we have a dome. This is gonna hold all of your air, and you actually have little side windows so you can see almost all the way around you. I assume that air will come into this somehow, but if it doesn't, you do have an emergency octo, which you can breathe right off of this thing. It does get a little stuck, so I'm a little worried about that. Everything is just almost perfect, but definitely not super thought out with this. The real question you're probably asking is, okay, bubbles are cool, but how do we move? How fast does it go? And hopefully fast, because I'm deeming it the submarine sport bike, and also don't know if it works yet. But these little levers up here move this little apparatus down here, and the seat of the bike is actually a jet motor. And when I say jet motor, I really mean trolling motor. Seems to be a theme with the whole submarine stuff. And then we have a battery box with a battery that was sold to me that does not work. It's also just an open battery, so I'm not sure how an open battery goes underwater, but we'll deal with all that later. Either way, I would like to finally introduce you to our submarine sport bike, which we got months ago. And I will also tell you that we are almost 100% out of money. A lot of you guys are like, Brandon's buying a bunch of crazy stuff. How has he got all this money, or he's gonna go broke? And you are absolutely right. We have reached the red zone of the bank account. So we did something to counteract that. And a lot of you guys have been asking for it. We haven't had it for over a year. We are officially launching merch for you guys. We'll have Jiggin merch, we'll have submarine merch, and we'll have F1 racing team merch. So you can pick your favorite project and support it with the merch. So if you like the submarine series and you want to see us buy more submarines and do cooler stuff, check out one of our submarine shirts. But if you like the F1 racing scene and you want to see us go far with that, check out one of those shirts. Or if you just want to see us spend a lot more money and buy more ridiculous mystery items, buy them both. Maybe even throw in a Jiggin shirt while you're in there. These are brand new shirts. I don't even have them yet. Matter of fact, the website just launched, I think it was like 2 hours ago. So you guys will actually get the merch before I do. While we've had Jiggin shirts in the past, these all come with American flags on the left shoulder, which I just thought was a nice little touch, makes the merch a little bit different and exclusive to this drop. While this thing is super unique, just wait until you guys see where it came from. Place is absolutely ridiculous. I've never seen a store like that before. But once we get it back home, we definitely have to pool test it and see if my investment was worth it. Before we head out 4 or 5 hours to go drive and see this submarine for the very first time, I want to tell you about the sponsor of today's video, which I will be playing on the ride, Life After. Life After is the most thrilling zombie mobile game. You need to scavenge resources, craft tools, build shelter to survive. The graphics in this game are just as high quality as console zombie games like The Last of Us and The Walking Dead. This is the first open world Doomsday mobile game to have a continuous map with glaciers, islands, deserts, rainforests, and more. There's a wide selection of quests, and check out the amazing graphics. From outfits to the vehicles and props, it's one of the most realistic games you've ever seen. And right now, Life After has an amazing collab featuring Neon Genesis Evangelion. In Life After, Unit 1 appears next to a building with low battery requiring recharging. Players engage in a series of battles in order to start the power devices. The players will be attacked by the boss with skills of different angles, requiring them to fight back with different tactics. At the crucial moment of Unit 1 is fully recharged and helps players defeat the boss on the roof. More giant bosses appear in the distance to protect the survivors, and Unit 1 rushes out to engage. There's also a new update. The Sea of Zombies version recently launched. This is a combination of zombies and a major breakthrough for Doomsday survival. There's another update coming in December, so download the game and get ready. You can use my QR code on the screen here to download the game now. I'll also leave a link in my description box so you can check it out. Life After, thank you so much for sponsoring today's video. Now let's go to the store and go see this submarine for the very first time. Ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to Sailor Man, one of the two, Sailor Man. And they have a bunch of crazy stuff. I actually met a subscriber, showed him this idea I wanted, and he was like, oh, I actually saw one of those right down the street at this place called Sailor Man. So I was like, no freaking way. So I called him up the next day. Sure enough, they had it, bought it, haven't even seen it, so now we get to check it out for the very first time. And they also have crazy stuff in the parking lot. Are you seeing this? They have a massive boom winch here, which is exactly what we need for the big submarine, the Subscribe. Look at this thing. $12,000, 6,000 pounds, all the other information, but the trailer's not included. Imagine that. The Sport Sub weighs like 2,000 pounds. You could drop it onto a boat. We also need a boat for it, but the crane is like the hardest part to figure out. So we just find a boat that can support that crane, that can also support the sub, then like, we're in business. Yeah, no. I'll just look at your shoes. He's gonna show us a cool survival raft, but I don't wanna see the sub just yet. So we apparently got to pass it. You think we get it, Trav?
I think that's
it's freaking cool.
Let me go and check.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool. I've seen them online, but they're like $4,000 or $5,000. But I also don't know what this is. You do have bigger ones. That's what we need. This place is absolutely absurd. There's so much stuff here. Somebody bought them?
I got to check. They were standing right over here.
Okay. All right, no worries. This is like overwhelming. There's so incredibly much stuff here. That's all just so much boat stuff. Insane. One of the guys just came outside and brought us this. They're like, any idea what this is? I was like, well, it's for filming. I think maybe an iPhone goes in there. I'm not really sure. And he was like, 10 bucks? I was like, you got a deal, brother, $10. That is so funny. It's places like this, man. This is literally like a gold mine full of so much crazy stuff. And we found a life raft, like one of the inflatable blow-up ones. And they were like, you know what? How about this? We have an old expired one that you can't sell legally. So how about this? If you want to use it for a video, we'd love to give it to you. We normally use them for like events and stuff like that. We'll just pull it and it's just fun. So they're giving me a massive, okay, what is it? This is Elon launching a rocket right now? What the heck is going on here? So the people at Sailor Man are giving me a massive survival tent. And look at this, Trav. Look at this thing. If you take this cord and you yank this cord, this explodes into a tent. Like it's a self-inflating and everything. It expires in 2019. Obviously it's 2022. But here's the thing about safety equipment. They expire it earlier just in case you need to use it. It will for sure work. So I'm sure it has years left in it, I hope. So if you guys want to see a survival raft 24-hour challenge video, drop a thumbs up. Their support will make that happen. But that's coming home with us. So, I mean, you could like the video or not. We're probably going to do it regardless. There's a ton of different stuff. There's stuff over here. There's stuff over here. And I'm just like, you know, trying to think of like stuff that we could actually use. Like there's a lot of stuff we can't. Like, for instance, this thing is huge. I mean, my hand doesn't even, I don't know if that gives this any reference, but there's stuff that's just monstrous here. How heavy do you think that pallet is? Thousands of pounds. There's something back here, Travis, that I think we could actually use for the Sport Sub. Dude, we gotta get this buoy. This is like a dinosaur egg. That's what this feels like right now. This feels like a freaking dinosaur egg. You tie this to the top of the Sport Sub, it's not gonna sink. Even if it does sink, it's not gonna go to the bottom. I think it's 500 bucks though. You think they're willing to wiggle on that at all? 500 for a dinosaur egg is worth it, but 500 for like a Sport Sub floaty device is It's a little steep. Hey,
How you doing?
how's it going?
What's your name?
Brandon.
Brandon.
Chuck.
Chuck.
Nice to meet you.
Chuck and Cisco.
Cisco.
And
This is Travis.
Travis.
Hi,
Chuck.
Travis.
Travis.
This is Cisco Schizo Psycho.
I think I heard him on the call when I call in.
Oh yeah, my brother is the one that did that.
Oh, I love that.
He-
It's
he
so funny.
faked that.
We're having so much fun.
Well,
It's like
good.
our playground. I'm from up towards Tampa.
Yeah.
There's nothing like this over here. We appreciate you letting us come by and film, and so excited that you have that submarine scooter.
That actually was sold yesterday.
That was me.
Oh, you bought it?
I bought it.
Oh, all right.
I bought it. Yeah, I bought it without seeing it. So today we're gonna see it for the first time. But awesome.
All right, nice meeting you,
Yep,
fellas.
likewise.
Okay.
Likewise.
All right.
Bro, you want real Sailor Man vibes, okay? Sailor Man is not only the name of this place, but everybody here has Sailor Man vibes. That guy had a whole parrot. You know what I'm saying? The vibes are real here. It's immense. Could you imagine what kind of like tug of war you could do with this thing? Even the workout where you have the ropes and you go like this, you wouldn't be able to do that with those ropes. These are massive ropes. I'm shocked right now. I'm shocked. I love this place. I didn't even know you were still filming. I just wanted to tell you, I love this place. All right, the sub is right behind me. I have not turned around yet. Travis placed me here and said, only look at the camera. So that's what I'm doing. But I think I'm gonna finally get to see what I bought online for the very first time. And I'm extremely excited and a little nervous because I already paid for it. So I guess we're gonna get what we get at this point. It's yellow, man. It's pretty cool. Wow, dude. Actually, for some reason, thought it would be so much bigger, which is like a pretty common theme in my life.
What do you mean by that?
I think we gotta go for the sit, right? All these submarines are very hard to get into, is what I'm learning.
Oh man.
If I had shoulders any wider, I don't think I'd fit in that, to be honest with you. I know nothing about this. I just know it's freaking cool, but how heavy is it? Oh, it's movable. It's totally movable. All right, sick. So there's a button right here. There's something missing right there, which is pretty concerning. That's probably the on button. This turns, I'm not, oh, okay, look. So this turns this back here. So it goes like one way, the other way. So this actually has a regulator coming out, which I guess you could put in and breathe out of. But I thought that it was just an open bubble. There's a piece in there which may let air go in. I really don't know, but I don't know what I bought, but that's kind of like the fun of this. You do have this toe thing here. You got a little part there. It's a very simple machine compared to our other submarine, which it's like lets me breathe a little bit easier. But yeah, this has major McDonald's Playhouse vibes once again. Check this out. This is where your scuba tank would sit right here. This kind of buckles it to it. Then the top of the tank goes here. Not sure what goes on in this area. It sucks water in through the seat here. So water comes through and shoots out. I don't think you have a up and down. I think you have to tie it to a buoy. You might have to potentially tie it to a buoy. Not completely sure, but it does look like you can like drive around, which is pretty cool. I don't know what that button's for either. See, there's a button here and a button here. I don't really know.
What do you do for the waterproof battery, though?
I'm not sure about that.
Did you already pay for it?
Yeah.
Oh, you'll figure it out.
I'll figure it out, yeah. I love that question. You already paid for it? Yeah. You're fine. Yeah. You're fine. Why are all the submarines, you sit on the batteries? That's a reoccurring theme I'm finding out. You're sitting on the batteries. Good idea? Not sure yet. Does it look fun? It looks fun. Here is the only problem for sure. I bought this in working condition. I get like 7 days to figure out if it works or not, but the batteries for sure, they said, have to be replaced. So I ordered a battery. So here's my battery right here. It goes into this compartment, and then here's your positive, negative, and then you have a seat belt for your battery back there. But the part that I really don't understand is the battery just goes into the water, but you're also sitting on that electric box right here, which again doesn't feel too safe. Safety is just an afterthought. So we're about to hook up the battery, but they said it doesn't work, or at least the battery needs to be replaced. That's either because, one, it went underwater a little too deep, I still don't understand how the battery box works. 2, it's been sitting so long it probably died. So we're just gonna go for it, but take a look at the price tag on the battery. That's how much the battery is right there. I'm just kidding, that's not the price of the battery, but it's still expensive. We got nothing, brother. We might be screwed. This one does not come with a student manual. Good old Brandon J, which you know I'm not known for reading the student manual, so we should be fine regardless. We gotta get this thing loaded up and driven 4 hours home. So I have scuba tanks at the house. We're gonna hook up scuba tanks and stuff, check all the pressure settings, and it could be a submarine that has to have pressure to be able to turn on with like maybe a switch or something like that. So we'll try that battery again and then maybe try to put it on the charger. We'll see, but we'll go on a better detailed version of this when we get back to the house. But there's so much stuff here. I think we can find a couple more things for videos. Before we could leave, you guys know I got a big survival tent that they gifted me, but we actually bought this one as well. So we have 2, which means, Trav, we're gonna have 2 potential bombs in the back of our truck for 4 hours. So it's gonna be an interesting ride to say the least. How long have you guys had this?
Not that long, actually. Maybe 3-4 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is gonna be the fun part. The measurements that were sent were so incredibly close.
Okay.
So we're gonna see. I have this to lay down in there.
All right.
I say we put the side that we know is probably gonna fit in first. The bottom is very heavy.
Yeah.
Let's lift it. Lift it. Oh my gosh. Whew. This thing's heavy, Travis. 1, 2, 3. Nice. Just give me the old slide. Good. How did this work? How did this work? Honestly, it should be okay right there, but we'll do this. That's bomb number 1. Oh my gosh. So we decided we're gonna tape that little red cord to the top of that thing, by the way. We got the sub scooter loaded up. How heavy is this guy?
Not light.
Not light, got it, okay. So this is our rip cord. This cord gets pulled, this thing turns into the whole tent. But this one should 100% work. This one's in regulation and everything, so.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. We'll probably put that in the seat of the inside of the truck. That is scary. Alright, man. No, that's freaking heavy. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got Sub 2.0. We've got out of date Survival Tent 1 and in reg Survival Tent 2. And we've got a lot more other surprises in the vehicle. Today was a productive day. After some deliberation, I decided to go ahead and snag the dinosaur egg to act as our floaty for the sports sub. It's extremely big, but apparently you can deflate these things. And this is, oh God. Oh, I'm sorry.
You're all right, you're all right.
This is gonna be our training wheels for the sports sub. So it definitely will not sink with this. Hundreds of pounds of buoyancy here. So we're deflating the dino egg so we can actually get it home. I'm not even really sure how we're gonna fill it back up. Trav, I'll give you a straw and I'll just go to town on it. But yeah, this thing's gonna be sweet. I just figured, it's like, you know, I've never seen one of these. I've only seen one once and it was here. And I was like, I don't even know where else to buy stuff like this. So they gave us a great price on it. And these are our new best friends. We're coming back like once a week, Trav. We gotta, there's endless videos here, man. While this is deflating, I gotta go in and pay for this, but I love this thing already, the dino egg, baby. It looks just like our sports sub too, just big, awkward, and white. I'll go in and get it paid for. Hey, if nothing else, it's the ultimate beanbag chair. So, it's kind of like a really nautical themed beanbag chair if you think about it. I gotta pay for it. Oh my gosh, it's actually so heavy.
Yeah, it's not mine.
Oh my gosh, the dino egg. Man, I will be back. This is the coolest store I've ever been to in my life. We are completely loaded down beyond belief. So we gotta go home. We got a long drive. We'll be back next week. Call us when you get more crazy stuff in.
Roger that.
They got my number up there. Thanks again, bro. Appreciate it.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. Can you freaking believe that? We've got a whole truckload of viral content right now, Travis. An entire truckload. Can't buy that at Walmart. Go to Sailor Man. Get you a viral YouTube video, ladies and gentlemen. Back home we go. What a day. Well, welcome back. There's no reason to lie to you. My garage is completely sandbagged, and it's been legitimate weeks since we filmed buying that submarine. Obviously we had a hurricane come through, and it's part of the reason why my whole yard is still flooded. And the water actually just resided off of the sandbags. You can see there's algae all the way up here. So all of my belongings in here, Reef, can you stop? This is probably the most unhealthy water you can drink. You already got a cone on. Life is not the easiest for you right now. The water was like up to here on the bags. Basically couldn't even get the submarine out without just water flooding into the garage. So we had to wait until it resided. It resided a little bit. So now for the first time I get to open the garage and see the submarine, but also see if water destroyed everything we had in there. We had a lot of cool stuff that you guys haven't even seen yet. Moment of truth. Well, our dino egg made it. Dino egg made it. I think everything stayed dry in here, Travis. Haven't seen it in freaking weeks. Our little yellow submarine. Whew! There's a lot of residue left from a lot of strangers. We got air, baby. Something's working so far. While I'm calling it a submarine sport bike, its official name is a Hydrodome single-man wet sub with a lithium battery. See, doesn't submarine sport bike just sound so much better? Fun fact, when I bought this thing, I bought it under the impression that it worked, and I paid a very premium price for it to work. But the lady was like, if it doesn't work, just call us back within like 6 days. And that was like a month ago. So I really hope it works, because if it doesn't, I'm screwed out of an absurd amount of money. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is officially water test time. There's a lot of stuff we gotta figure out. We gotta figure out how deep can this thing go without the batteries exploding. We gotta figure out if the batteries are waterproof. You'll see in a second. And then we gotta figure out if the electronics even work. I can't return it now, and I've invested. Do you want to just zoom in on this? I'm honestly ashamed of the price that I paid for this giant piece of plastic that has air flowing through it, maybe. But here we are, for the sake of YouTube. So if this thing does not work, I'm officially screwed, but that's what the water test is all about. Now, one thing that I have seen, there's very little information online, but one thing is that they don't have a buoyancy system. And basically a buoyancy system allows you to fill up with air and pick your depth. So essentially, you have to be hard tied to a specific depth. So these babies displace a lot of weight, and they'll be able to hold me, scuba tank this thing, no problem. We have the giant dinosaur egg, and it held up a 2,000-pound submarine, so I'm not worried at all. And then our battery actually goes into the back of the system here, and I ordered this battery weeks ago as well, obviously just now opening it, so don't know if it's charged, don't know if it's waterproof. It's lithium, so when lithium gets wet, it explodes, which is not optimal. We're gonna, one, test the battery dry on land, and two, then we're gonna put it in the pool and see if it explodes. And when lithium explodes, it like turns into a great ball of fire, so I could be making a terrible mistake here. Has a couple warnings. Danger, do not short circuit the battery terminal. Ventilate when charging in enclosed space. Keep sparks, flames, cigarettes away. In the event of electrolyte contact skin or clothes, wash out immediately. Risk of fire, explosion, or burns. Do not assemble, heat above. Battery must be recycled, disposed of. It doesn't say anything about don't submerge it though. And this is the battery that it came with. I bought the exact replica. It was very expensive. These handlebars turn kind of the way you go, right? You notice there's no up and down. It's just a left and a right. So I'm assuming you hold these down. Oh no. Oh, bro, we got power. Dude, so she's got power. That was our biggest thing. Now we got to put this battery in this box. Give it its tiny little seatbelt. I mean, that's the most ridiculous little freaking clamp ever. How fast was it spinning? Was she getting after it, really? Oh, dude. I wish there was a way to show the air coming off of that. Yeah, you can tell. You can tell there's air coming out. We need to like tie little ribbons to it so you can see, but it's moving a lot. Dude, that is exciting. Okay, that is huge. I didn't even know if the battery needed charged or whatever. So we'll, I guess, just go ahead and slip this in here. Dude, bro, that battery fits perfect. I just don't know how this is gonna fill up with air. I didn't see air coming out of this at all. Oh God, the pool's cold. Oh yeah, you surprised for Florida. I guess the hurricane really did a number on the weather. Dude, oh, how is this working, bro? Probably should go here, because I just feel like, but I don't know, this seems a little more middle, right?
And that's also where a lot of the weight's at too, is in the front.
Right. Dude, I think she's dialed. Are we ready for our first test? Dude, it is so cold in this pool. Oh God, there it is. This is we've done some dumb stuff, but this is ridiculous. Just like scuff at the bottom of my pool. No way. Oh, I think I am. Sick. I do hear a leak though, you hear that? Oh, that might be buoyancy control, dude. Lifting up with air, letting air out. It low-key is floating, dude. Hold on. Dude, it's floating. It's floating. Hold on. Wow, brother. It's so loud. That brings you up. I'm driving, brother. No way. Wow, my ears. Yeah. Wow, dude, this thing is kind of quick. Dude. No way. No freaking way. I'm doing it, bro. How ridiculous is this, dude? I need more room. Dude, it's so ridiculous. A couple things. One, that thing is hard to steer. I thought it'd be easy, but like when you turn and you press, it goes. We just need to be deeper. I think we need to take it to the springs or something, because it wants to thrive, brother. And honestly, it has buoyancy control. Not enough. I think, honestly, like we could probably put some floats on it. You know what it is, Travis? I have a steel tank, a very, very heavy steel tank. So you have steel tanks and aluminum tanks. Aluminum tanks are much, much lighter. Steel tanks, very heavy. They hold more air. You can compress them more. It's a big thing, but you actually don't really need dive weights too much. With aluminum tanks, you have to add additional weight. So I bet you if we get aluminum tanks that we have for our big submarine and use them for these, then we're probably set. It'll probably float and everything. And I'm not sure, that one hole, it's like bubbles are constantly coming out of it. I'm gonna have to find somebody that does have one of these and see if like that's supposed to happen. But the batteries didn't blow up, which is great. Dude, it looks so ridiculous. All right, I'm gonna go in without the goggles. That's what it's made for. It's made to go in, you can breathe, you can see, so we're gonna see. I don't know. Dude, It's so great. I'm trying to vlog. I brought the GoPro in, but it's so tight in the dome. But I want you to see. So we got the little side ones, but then we actually have the front, and it's a little. All the bubbles are coming out, and you can you can barely see Travis way up there. I don't know why it's so foggy in here. I don't think any air is getting in here, to be honest with you. I think that's how you get air. So I figured something out. I wasn't getting air in here, that's why it's so foggy looking, but that hole that is in here, the one that's letting all these bubbles out, there's a black piece right here. You guys see this black piece? If you cover up this bubble, the bubbles start coming into the helmet. And that's what you want. So you can get good oxygen in here, because let me tell you, your boy's about to pass out. I'm breathing heavy. I gotta get some good air. Whew. I figured things out. I figured them out, Travis. I was gonna pass out. I really was. So, you know how the bubbles are leaking out of that front thing? If you cover it up, bubbles then start coming into the helmet, which is what you want. So it's constantly supposed to bleed like that, but it's just bleeding in the wrong spot. And honestly, I have a headache. And it's so fogged because it's just, I'm breathing my own breath in there. And when you see me like press the thing to come up, I'm just filling it full of air. But I already have a big headache. All right, I'm going back in, brother. My air won't stop. I did that. I'm losing all my air. Shoot, we're down to 2,000. It won't stop coming out. Freak, dude. I can't plug it. Dude, I can't, dude. It's the manual hose. Oh, it stopped. Dude, I was panicking. I was like beating the heck out of it, bro. Oh my God. Well, I wanted good air. I got it. That was unplanned. I was like, oh, I'm going to try to use the manual air. And I go to breathe out of it. I'm like, ugh. Dude, it's so gross. I think we've concluded our testing. Look, there's only so much you can do in the pool. That's what we did. We did pool testing. We got to take it out somewhere cool where we can like sit and wait by the fish and have our spear gun and like dive down and get a fish or something like that, you know? It's not made for this. It's made to like deeper water actually, which is weird. I would have never expected to say that, but it needs deeper water for sure. What did we learn today about the Submarine Hydro Dome single man wet sub underwater yellow motorcycle. The pool is not where it thrives. And the ocean and lake is probably not where it thrives either. But we will find something cool to do with this thing. We've got to patch one of these holes, and we got to figure out why I'm not getting oxygen to my dome. There's some condensation happening around this area, and that's just not good. This is what I was breathing. Your boy's already lightheaded, so we got to mitigate the air getting into here. But don't worry, because there's an emergency hose that you can go in here and breathe out of. The bad part is as soon as you turn on this hose, it free flows. It doesn't want to stop. And that's what you guys saw underwater. It went hardcore free flow, and that's not good. It was funny, it brought some entertainment value, but ultimately, that's not what you want. I guess my biggest thing is it works about 80%, which is good enough for me. We've got the Nautical Bros. They are gonna laugh so hard when they see this thing. But don't get me wrong, it is super cool, and it's a really interesting way to experience underwater. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps it up for today's video. We need a name for this big thing. Find me a name, let's make it funny. You know, we've got the subscribe, which is great, but that thing's a beast. This one, it could be. I really do think this could be a beast. It just needs a little bit of work, and we're gonna give her some TLC. We're gonna give her the work that she needs, but we can only do that with your help. So remember, we have the t-shirts, we have hats, we've got all that good stuff. It's gonna be linked in the description below. The more you guys support on there, the more crazy stuff that we can afford to go out and do and make videos for you guys. I promise all the funds are literally going straight into the videos. It's just kind of where I'm at right now. I wanna make really great, fun content, and just want to think outside the box. You guys have seen that recently on the channel. We've went from here to here, and you guys are loving it. I've been reading all the comments, and I appreciate it. So I'm willing to continue to put my wallet on the line for you, as long as you guys continue to love what we do. This is going to be cool. It just needs some tweaks to be great. And we were only in a swimming pool that we could only be in the deep side of. So once we get all that stuff figured out, we're gonna put this thing in the springs, do spearfishing, do stuff like that. It's gonna be amazing. With that being said, that's gonna wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, we'll catch you on the next adventure, where we will most likely be in something else crazy that I find on Facebook Marketplace. Love you guys. Peace out.